Welcome to Lagoons Do It Better TV. We're here at WEFTEC 2016. Today we're going to talk to Kevin Grant from Aerzen about blowers. Many lagoon systems have diffused aeration, and in most cases when you have diffused aeration, obviously you're going to have a blower of some kind, and so we'll talk about the different options that they have available. So Kevin, let's start. How does a PD blower work?
Well, very basically, a PD blower, PD stands for positive displacement. So what it does, it basically grabs a chunk of air, traps it, and shoves it out the bottom. So you've got two opposing rotors. In our case, they have 3 lobes on each one. So for a 360-degree revolution, you will get 6 pockets of air. Now, there's no internal compression in a standard PD blower. All pressure comes from downstream, head of water, piping losses, that thing. So it's just grabbing a chunk of air and shoving out the bottom. It's very simple.
So you talked about you guys have a 3-lobe, and I know that there's a 2-lobe blower too. So what's the difference between a 3 and a 2-lobe?
Well, there's 2-lobe technology and there's 3-lobe technology. You still get the same amount of air per revolution, but PD blowers have been historically known to be very loud and noisy. And what happens is, since you don't have metal-to-metal contact, you have a little bit of slip, but when that pocket of air at atmospheric pressure clears the bottom lip of the blower discharge, that pre-pressurized air downstream comes rushing back in, and it causes a pulsation. And that pulsation it creates a sound wave and shock, which makes the blower noisy. Now, when you have 2-lobe blowers, that's at a lower frequency. And lower frequencies in general, in the 500 to 1,000 hertz range, are very difficult to attenuate. When you shift to a 3-lobe blower, you actually shift that fundamental frequency to a higher frequency, which is easier to attenuate. So the silencer works better. We also put sound enclosures around our blowers. They take care of the high pressure, our higher frequency, noise level. So that's why we use 3-lobe as opposed to 2-lobe.
Sure. So what kind of decibels are we talking about with sound?
Well, sound is it's energy in the form of a wave, and every blower is different. You have smaller blowers are going to have relatively lower noise levels. The larger you get, the more energy there is, so the noise level is going to be higher. But in general, with a blower without a sound enclosure and without the noise canceling features that we have in our blower, you would probably be in the high 90s to low hundreds. Now, we get our blowers down to noise levels in the mid to high 60s to maybe the low 70s. So that's still able to have a conversation next to the blower. What noise there is does dissipate very quickly, so you can install them outside. If there's a neighborhood, 100 yards away, the noise is going to dissipate. You don't have to have a special room or anything like that. So
let's talk about the O&M procedures. What needs to be done on your typical package regularly, and explain that a little bit.
Well, PD blowers have air filters, obviously, and that is dependent upon how dirty they get. Our packages have a filter maintenance indicator that tells you when it's time. It's basically an inlet vacuum gauge, and as the differential pressure builds and you need to take the filter out, blow it out with compressed air maybe a few times, and then replace the filter. You also have oil in the machine. It's splash lubrication for the actual blower itself. The oil needs to be changed once every 16,000 hours or 2 years.
Wow!
So it's got you don't have to do a lot. And on our packages, we pipe everything to the front of the machine. We have a needle valve and a hose that we provide. When you stick one end of the hose in a bucket, the other end you screw on. As it opens, the oil flows into the bucket. You drain the oil. Take that off. We have a cap. You fill the oil back in, the new oil. 5 minutes. You're done. It's very, very simple, and it's all done right at the front of the package. The third maintenance item you have is it is a V-belt drive to get to the proper speed to transmit the power from the motor to the blower. And we use a fully automatic belt tensioning system, so there's no adjustments, no periodic checks. You do need to inspect the quality of the belt, see if it's starting to dry and crack. And probably every 18 to 24 months you're going to be replacing the belts. Now because we use the weight of the motor on a hinged plate to automatically tension the belts, because of that we provide a jacking system for when you go to change the belts. You lift up, you jack up the hinged plate that the motor's on, lift the old set of belts off, put the new set of belts on, lower that back down to where it's back into free floating, and you're done. Motor's still in alignment. You don't have to do any kind of checking on alignment or changing or slide bases or anything like that. You can change the air filter, the belts, and the oil in 10 minutes. Even I can, and I'm the least mechanical person I know. So
Sure. Yeah, that's impressive, especially in lagoon systems. You know, operators that operate lagoons are also the dog catcher, the snowplow guy, and the guy who mows the parks and stuff like that. Nobody wants to be messing around with their blower system. Well, thanks for talking to us today, Kevin. Appreciate it. You should go to our website, tpenv.com/LDIB. Register for our blog. If you register for our blog, sign up for our Facebook page, and subscribe to YouTube, our YouTube channel, we will send you a free hat, camo hat. So it's good being here.
Excellent.
And
thank you very much.
Thanks.